What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. As you can hear, probably, the 240 is running. We are going to start on the fall double down prep today. Today will probably consist of, I'm gonna put a radio in the car this time, and I think my brother gave me some subs. We're gonna try to fit all that today. Probably not gonna have everything wired up today, but just trying to fit everything. Then we got these pop-up fenders here. I traded a case of beer for them, so you can't really beat that deal. We're gonna go back up. We're gonna go back to the pop-up front end and take this one off because I want to tandem with people. I don't want to mess up OEM Silvia fenders and break any headlights or anything. So we're going to put that on. I'll take the rear bumper off and fix it. I don't know if I've shown it. This is my origin bumper, and my roommate backed into it while it was on a trailer after we had just put it on there. So that was frustrating to say the least. So we're gonna do that. This car hasn't ran since November of last year, since last fall double down. Thought it was a battery issue, but I think it's the battery cable. It's a little messed up. So going to make sure everything's good throughout the next couple of months. I kind of want to, obviously I got to paint the front fenders to match. Probably going to try to source a front bumper if I can, and I want to do something cool with the hood. So if I can find a hood before then, I'll swap to a fiberglass hood. Otherwise, I'll just have to use the metal hood that I got. But yeah, should be a fun few months of content, hopefully fun. Revamping this car. Once I get it pulled into here, I will go over everything that we added to the car since last year. But yeah, we're gonna swap it around. I'm gonna go over kind of everything that we put in. So I'm pretty sure if you watched way back when, probably last year sometime, I did put a hydro in it. It was an inline. We could never really get it to work. So I was tired of dealing with that, so we went with the dual caliper setup. We went with the Part Shop Max dual Z32 rear calipers. And if you're doing this conversion, there is if you have the stock S13 rear brakes, it's not going to work with it. I did not do enough research, so it kind of put me back a lot. So we got the Rofu, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if I can see the name. It was like a complete, here. I don't know if you can see that. Those right there. It's a complete Z32 rear brake conversion. Comes with the calipers, the conversion hoses, as well as the, what is it? The rotors, sorry. Comes with the rotors. Comes with pretty much everything you need to swap the rear to Z32s. So finally did that. I routed everything in here for now. I was gonna route it underneath the car, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep this car. But I think at this point I'm just gonna keep it. So we got everything. Probably gonna bend the hose and get that hooked up today as well. Because right now I don't have a, also if you do this conversion, you can no longer use your normal e-brake. They don't work with the stock Z32 brakes, so you gotta kind of deal with that. I kind of got a way. I'm gonna keep the I'm gonna have a bungee cord with the e-brake to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. That's pretty much, I think, everything that we installed. It does have ISR, I think, rear upper and lower control arms. I know it's rear uppers. I don't know if it's it might just be toe arms. I think it's just the rear uppers and the toe arms. So we got to get in alignment at some point for this car before fall double down. We might just eyeball it ourselves. It's kind of what we've done with everything else. But yeah, going to try and get everything swapped over today, get some stuff put in, and we will follow along with some updates and try and do some stuff with the install, depending on how the batteries are. So gonna jump into that now, and I will see you guys in a minute. All right, as you can see, I got this side off. I'm wearing a chest rig at the moment. I'm a one-man operation until other friends wake up. So hopefully this gives you somewhat good POV or view. One annoying thing about these cars, in order to take the fender off, you got to get to a bolt that's facing this way, back behind here. So it takes a little bit of finagling. Not only that, they have another one, which most cars nowadays have. That is right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's right there. So it's very, the door's in the way. Usually it's difficult to get to. One thing I discovered on Silvia headlights that I got is, I don't know how it happened, but pieces broke. I'll show you that here in a second. Oh wow, I have had that one more secure than I thought. This will be saved for the other car. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep the Silvia hood yet on the car. I've seen some people run pop-up fenders with Silvia hood. Doesn't look terrible, but I don't know. But yeah, this was discovered today. It's not bad, as I can just glue it on there and be good as new, but it is an OEM light, and it just sucks that it happened. That damage right there from one of the previous owners. I don't know exactly what happened. Hasn't fully messed up the fender's fitting, but it certainly doesn't help. It is a drift car. Engine bay looks like crap. I didn't do any of this. We've actually cleaned it up quite a bit. Probably at some point after this year, I'd like to fix this some. I want to move this, kind of tilt it forward to have more airflow. Probably change the fans to something a little bit bigger. This mess right here, I don't know if you can see that. It's very awkward because I got a chest rig, but that right there, to me just is atrocious. That's where the water temp gauge is. I don't know, I kind of want it to look a little bit better. And sometimes it works, sometimes it goes in and out. I don't know, turbo I think is kind of on its last leg. I need to get a flex pipe, or on a mid pipe, whatever it is called. The thing that attaches to the downpipe. It's like flexes, but it's just got that wire mesh material. And after driving mid pond, the car being so low, it rubbed the hole, so now it sounds like trash. The whole last event, I could hear the turbo spooling from underneath the car. So I think now, probably start getting the rear bumper off. I'm going to attempt to fix it. I don't know how bad it is back behind there, but if anything, I just want to reinforce this and maybe try and get it to fit a little bit better. So it was fitting a little funky before. I don't know, we'll fix it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the front end. I'm gonna try to get everything fit, and then I'll come back whenever I get that going and my hands are here. So see y'all in a second. All right, so a little update. Hopefully can't really hear my dad's music. I don't want to get copyrighted. But we got the pop-up hood on, got the new fenders on. Traded these for some beer, so they're not the best fenders in the world, but I'm not going to get. That's the only thing I hate. The gap is really bad there. Hopefully the side skirts won't be, or we'll be able to cover that up. And the hood gap like this way is pretty shitty, but overall I don't think it's bad. Next thing to do is to fix some stuff, like there's these holes here, and those I kind of want to just cover up. And I might put mesh there, I don't know. They're just little things that I gotta fix. Luckily there's really no big issues. It's kind of mounted with like self-tapping screws because they're cheap fiberglass fenders, but I'd rather someone hit these fiberglass fenders rather than my Silvia fenders. I mean, I'll be upset, but I'm not gonna be as upset as ruining $800-900 fenders, where these were literally like less than 20 bucks. But got all this fitted. Now I kind of got to mock up a headlight bracket. Probably I'm not gonna go back with these specific ones, obviously, but thinking about just going back with like some light pods. This is a housing for my other car, just so I could see how it mounted. The idiot before me, you can see just the weld job there, and he used these to mount them. They're kind of crappy. I gotta figure out where I gotta make kind of new mounts for the intercooler. Kind of want to bump it, move it up more and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of progress. I didn't really film much of this because I was kind of helping my dad with his car going back and forth, so it would have been a lot of like footage of me not being there. But so far so good, making a lot of progress. Yeah, so if there's any other updates, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but if there's any other updates, I will come back. But yeah, super excited to keep going on this car. Once you start working on a car, you can kind of get the motivation, pick up pace. So I'm gonna try to do that. Gotta try and bolt up the front of the fenders a little bit and see how everything lines up. So far it lines up way better than the Silvia hood, but yeah. So see you whenever. All right, so we got some other stuff done. We'll show you kind of what we have accomplished today. So before, I just had these little brackets right here holding on the intercooler. So my dad helped me, and we just kind of welded this bar across the bash bar, and now we have a sturdy intercooler mount, which it does also bring the intercooler up, so we're free from there. And then we added this little fuse thing, so it also kills power to the car just by that, and that way I don't have to unplug the battery every single time. So we got the boost gauge hooked up to that, so it comes on with key on power instead of being powered all the time. So yeah, got a lot of stuff done today. The fenders and all that fit relatively well. Not the best, but they're also just cheap fenders. So now we'll just get those taken off at some point, probably next weekend, and get those fixed up and probably ready for paint, as well as we get the rear bumper fixed and whatnot. Probably won't be able to do the headlights until I can acquire a front bumper, so that way we know where the lights need to be. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video somewhat. I know it's not a lot of action going on, more of just kind of me doing stuff and then showing you after the words, but yeah, super excited to get back to working on this car. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you'd like to see below. See you guys next time. Bye.